I know that Two Shadows is often described maybe as just like a metal band. They just put it in that one category, but how do you and Tris tend to describe the music that you make?
Ooh, nice question to start it off. Okay. Yeah, like metal, it's such an umbrella term. I mean, even I think some people maybe would say it's like goth, but the music isn't really goth. Like it's like dark, kind of aesthetically. It's not really goth music though. But it's I don't know, metalcore or maybe a lot of the Two Shadow stuff's pretty like metalcore-y, especially like songs like Screamworks. But I don't know, we don't really describe it. We kind of just make whatever, and then like I guess hope that it sort of can like describe itself or that people can describe it for us, maybe. I don't know. But it's just to us, it's just our music. And it just sounds like it does. And all the songs there's similarities and all the songs there's differences. And I don't know. We just if we hear something we like, then it stays, and if we don't like it, it gets the cut. And I don't know. I don't know how I'd describe it. It's like it's pretty heavy. It's pretty melodic. It's pretty dark. And I think it maybe rock would be safe box to put it in. But I don't know.
When you were growing up, who were some of the musical influences you listened to?
Big one for me when I was growing up was Linkin Park, the Chester Bennington, the goat of heavy singers, for me anyway. That was a big one, and eventually, oh no, some kind of random bands like Avenged Sevenfold. I really like they were a big influence for me. In Flames is a really big one. I love Anders' voice. He's got that tenderness in there that I love. I try to channel as much of that as I can when I can. And then yeah, I'll throw in a bone for Opeth. I love that band, and they've got so much vibe. A lot of the dark aesthetic I think I draw from that band.
You guys have the new single Mad God out right now, and I'm curious, where did this track come from? Was it something that you had a storyline for and it sort of worked its way out, or did it just seem to find you? How did you guys write this one?
It definitely found us for sure. It's inspired by a movie with the same name. We watched the movie and we were so like inspired by the movie. It was so good. So we took a lot of the themes from the movie and kind of tried to capture the vibe and like do a song that way. And it was just the most natural thing we've ever written. Like Tris sent me the instrumental and it was just like pretty much done all there. All the notes, the melodies were great. And then I sent him back the vocals as you hear them. And pretty like long story short, anyway. And it was just there it was, and the story was like I don't know. It just all kind of came together so naturally. It didn't take very much thought. It's not a thought behind these eyes, you see, just action. But
Don't
no,
let
it's
the
kind
blue
of
eyes fool you. There's mystery in there.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's the themes of the song. It's more of like a general kind of concept or like I don't know, statementy kind of thing. It's just sort of like what's pointing out what's going on here, sort of stuff. It's not really a story or there's no like characters or concept or anything. It's kind of just sort of talking about the state of the union, the what the latest in the world we live in today and all the craziness that goes on, but in a super general kind of dystopian way.
I find it interesting. It has this brief acoustic interlude that you guys start with. Where did that concept come from?
We love doing that, and we actually do it all the time, and it always gets scrapped from songs. Like we'll always put in like these little like piano or acoustic or like really light kind of parts, and they always get cut every time. And then finally, I think we wrote one that was like good enough to stay in. So no, it was a no brainer for us. It turned out great. We really loved it. We were super stoked. It's just kind of how all those instruments playing together. Like you got the grand piano going. There's acoustic guitar kind of doing some like I don't know, kind of fiddly, interesting. I don't even know what Tris is doing on the acoustic guitar. It's like got a chicken picky feel to it in a way. I don't know if it actually is, but it just worked out really well. And we were like, yeah, we finally got it right. So, I imagine that we'll be doing more of that in some songs in the future now that we've figured it out, if you will, to us at least.
With the song out now, what kind of response have you guys been receiving from the fans?
People have been saying such nice things, and I'm so flattered and happy. And some attention went back to the movie that we watched, which was super cool. Because shout out to Mad God the movie, it's amazing. Go watch it. And yeah, it's been really positive, and everybody's loving. It's a little bit of a fresh vibe for us with that like the acoustic elements and spending more time in that like softer song space. It's not such a like visceral, like fighty kind of song in comparison to a lot of the other ones that we've done. So yeah, it was more laid back track, but it still got all like, the ripping chorus and super heavy breakdown and all the normal things you'd hear in a Two Shadows song, but just with that little like extra flavor. And everyone so that I've talked to has loved it and that I've heard so far. So that's super flattering that everybody's digging it. So love to hear it.
We talked about the songwriting for this particular song, but do you tend to have a method for when it comes to your songwriting for typical songs that you write? Do you start with like a little lyric that finds you and then you add a guitar riff to it, or does there not seem to be a typical process to the music you make?
I love the writing process a lot. And I like to switch it up and kind of like I think you get out of your comfort zone a little bit. You can find more interesting and new ideas you wouldn't have normally. But in terms like the main bit of what I do is in the like the lyrics and the vocal melody. And that kind of stuff usually I like to kind of find a melody usually in the chorus or something that I like, and then I'll kind of start there and then kind of build backwards. But I kind of once the main like the melody moments I've figured that out, then I'll do like all lyrics. And I find I get so into the lyrics that the lyrics will end up changing the melody later. Like everything will change with lyrics. If there's like just some weird word that I like really want to use, I'll really go out of my way to change the whole song to accommodate like that one word, whatever it is. So it's the lyrics is a really big part for me, but that comes kind of towards the end. Pretty much if I have the lyrics, I've got everything. And that's yeah, I don't know. That usually involves staying up late, maybe drinking coffee in the evening when I don't need to be, and then waking up like, oh damn, I wrote that. All right, cool.
I always say coffee is my other blood type. So if it works for you, then and it works for me. I feel like there's some magic in those beans.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, love me some coffee, coffee, or even right now.
When it comes to the production side, then to the music that you and Trist make, how much of a hand do you have in it? Are you very hands-on with the production side and sort of crafting things?
Well, Tris does a lot of the production side. We've found we've done it a lot of different ways over the years. But lately, Trist he loves like he's really got an ear for sounds. Like he'll know if a sound is gonna work or not. Like when I'm writing, I can think of a melody or a part, but I can imagine it in like a lot of different like ways, and it's kind of like which one do I choose? And he's the other way around. He knows exactly the one that it's got to be. It's like the sound works, the sound does not work. So he's great, and he's got all these awesome like sound libraries and like textures and stuff on his computer. So he's fantastic at picking the right ones to like work together. And then usually what we'll do at the very end, once we've got all the pieces, like all the production, the instrumental, the vocals, we'll go in and then we'll really like hash it out and decide, a little to the left, a little to the right, or whatever it ends up being. If maybe yeah, kind of like that. But in production wise, it's a lot of it's the main of it is Trist, and then eventually it goes into the studio, and then the record label people come along, and then it doesn't usually change too much, to be honest. But it might be another little
Good.
pass, or maybe in the mixing stage, there's a clash that goes on, so we gotta kind of pick one or something like that. But it's yeah, it's a lot of Trist, and usually stays the same. I think if anything, you can hear it better in the demos.
Well, maybe we'll twist your arms one day and see if you guys will release like just an album of demos or like a little tease demos on your Insta or something like that. We'll see what we can
Yeah,
do.
maybe if we can get the demos to sound good enough, I would love to do that.
With Mad God out now, is this a prelude to an EP or a full album you guys have in the works, or are you focused on singles for the time being?
It's singles for the time being for sure. We've gotten a couple of them out recently, which is cool. I think Mad God's like the third song we've put out recently, so that's really nice to be putting on music again. Thank goodness. And it's singles talk for now, but I mean it's it's the thing you do in the industry today. You get release enough singles, you know, throw them all on an album. So that's what I hope happens. We'll see how long it takes to get all these singles out, or how many. I don't really know. We're kind of just writing songs, and then we don't really have a huge say in the distribution, like when it comes out and stuff. Like we kind of like send it in, it gets all the thumbs up, and then it's like, all right, we can release this here, and we're like, yep, get it out, you know, whatever it takes. So that's what I'd love to see an album or something happen. But we're gonna need a lot more songs, and we're working on those right now. So I wish I could tell you, but more songs is the answer. The general super vague answer is more songs.
I know you guys also have a tour that you've been planning for later this year. Are you set to have any specific places in mind or anything you've booked so far?
Yeah, you should let me in on the tour that we're planning. I wish I knew anything about it.
No,
I
it
we
reads Two Shadows are veteran road warriors and are planning a tour for later this year. That's the notice I got. Good to
Sweet.
know, right?
Okay. Yeah, I love that. We want to go on tour this year. We're planning. Like I don't. There isn't really like a plan kind of, or there
There's
is. I
a
don't know.
plug.
I can't. Yeah, pla exactly. I can't say anything because I don't actually know. But it's in the works. So maybe that's a. I'm liking what I'm hearing. But we plan to do some major touring this year. It's like the question of when and like how and who with we're answering right now. But it's manifesting all around us. The Two Shadows tour.
What are some songs then of Two Shadows that you guys still just really love performing live?
Ooh, that's always a fun question. So we don't have like that many songs. It's pretty funny. I think on our last tour we only had 8 songs. So not a lot of options. And we play them all the time. And it's always easy to pick like the new one, whatever the staple new song is. But like Scratching at the Surface is always fun because people love that song and they know the words. So we love playing that one. That one's a harder one for me to sing. We moved it earlier in the set so I can enjoy it a little bit more. We used to play it at the very end and I'd just be dead tired and it's got like the highest notes in the whole show and I would just be like hating my life, like loving my life, but then like also like my voice would be hating it. So we switched that up, which was great. So I love playing that song a lot. Um, Black and Wings is sweet because that's our intro song when we come out all the time. I love, that's so many good memories, hitting the stage. But oh, I don't know. I enjoyed playing Fading from Misery because that one's a little more dialed back vocally. A lot of these songs, there's a lot of vocals. They're really intense vocally. It's nonstop always. So Fading's got a lot of breaks, which I like. But the song, I don't know, the song is like a lot lower energy for us live. So I don't know. I could see it getting axed at some point when we have enough songs. But I do love playing that one. Marionette, I think I'm gonna pick as my favorite, even though now I've listed like half of all of the songs that
The
we have.
songs. I listened 4 out of
uh,
the 8 songs.
yeah. That's my answer. I think Marionette. If I had to pick one to be Marionette, that song such a jam. It is the new one, so of course I'm gonna pick it. But it's such a jam. It's so fun live. It's got such a good kind of like straightforward beat. It's very fun to play.
I know you guys have such an epic following on social media. You have 390 followers on TikTok, and on Facebook, you have 320 at least. Plus, you have an impressive 1 million viewers to your content. What does that mean to you?
Ah, what is it? I don't know what it means. It means something good is going on. It means don't screw up now is what it means. It's really crazy. We are very grateful and feel very spoiled, of course. It's pretty like actually insane following even in just the music, or especially in the music lens. And really all of it is, it's derived from stuff we love to do, like love doing these comedy videos and these skits and all that stuff is a great time. And it's all of it though, at the end of the day, like we love the music. It's our favorite thing and our greatest passion. So it means to an end for the music because we want the band to be as successful as possible. And it so happens that we can just goof around making funny videos and it can kind of all flow back into the band. So it means smiles on my face, and it means that we've got a real community and a real fan base that like actually care about what we do, and that's like a pretty surreal feeling, and it's extremely flattering. And there's nothing more awesome in the entire world than like going out on tour and like meeting people, and they talk about how they discovered us through like the TikToks or whatever, and it's so much fun every time, and it's the greatest feeling ever, having support like that. So I mean, I wish everyone could have that, but I also love being with that super big following as well. So it's super cool, very very flattering.
Along those lines, and then what would you like to say to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredible music that Two Shadows makes?
Oh my goodness, I say thank you so much. You are incredible, and you're very loved by me and Tristan, everybody who's doing anything behind the scenes with Two Shadows. And just thank you so much for the support. Obviously, couldn't do it without you. And keep coming out and keep hanging out and keep, you know, talking in the comments, saying hi at shows. If you see us walking around, come say hi. Like we love the community that's become a thing from this, and I feel like I've got a lot of friends that I didn't have before thanks to this whole Two Shadows thing. So I'm very grateful, and come say hi.